Hey, thought I'd do a UFN 14 recap. It was last night. Woke up today. Stayed up kind of late waiting for the results of both that and Affliction Band, which I read online. Kind of a lackluster card was last night. I mean, it looked good on paper, but a lot of stuff failed to really surprise or shock you. Let's get started. Dale Hart versus Shannon Gugurty. Dale lost. I think, yeah, Brad Blackburn won for me. Yay. Then, Johnny Reese lost. Boo. Against Nate Lugrand. And then Brody, let's see. Oh, Roy Markham did beat it Brody Farber. So that's good. It was a good. That was a good match because Brody was coming in after he thought he had rocked Rory with a few fast shots, and he was coming in with his hands at his waist, just down. And Rory just backed up, loaded up that right leg, delivered it right to like the neck and the head jawline area, knocked Brody out cold. So that was cool. Tim Credor versus Kel Yarbrough. Tim won, and by TKO, which doesn't surprise me because he was throwing some awesome shots in that CB fight. He could take them too, so that's cool. CB Dalloway versus Jesse Taylor, and he won. CB won by the Bavarian necktie, which I'd never seen in action before. I saw him do it on the Ultimate Fighter, but I'd never seen it in live action. It was pretty cool. That kind of helped justifies Mir's win this year, because now he beat the guy who beat Jesse Taylor. You know, it kind of, in MMA math, it helps Amir. Kevin Burns versus Anthony Johnson. That was kind of a sad match because Anthony Johnson did enough to win that. He should have won that, but he got poked in the eye, and they thought it was a knockout or something. I don't know, and they ruled it a no contest. But I'm gonna give Kevin Burns some props there. There was one point in the second round where the guy took barrages of punches and like 3 flying knees. So the guy's tough. Kevin Burns is tough. I want a rematch really bad because I think Anthony Johnson could do better and finish it and get the win this time. But a good fight, kind of. I mean, the finish kind of sucked all the life out of it because you're upset that the guy who should have won lost. Jake O'Brien versus Cain Valquez. That was a pretty interesting match. I watched that. Cain, I didn't expect him to overwhelm Jake with his wrestling, but he did. He got him trapped, and he just peppered him with these blows from the top for a while. I mean, it took a while for the ref to come in, but Jake was getting bloodied up after a while. He was getting these little cuts on his forehead. I mean, the shots were hurting him, and he couldn't go anywhere because he was in like a crucifix position. He just couldn't do anything. One arm was controlled by Cain's legs, and the other was by his left or right hand. I forget. But good match. Cain looks like a scary dude. He is one scary guy. You know. So we'll see what he could do at heavyweight. But I'm thinking big things. Frankie Edgar. I was thinking Cain should fight a Checo Congo next. That'd be a good match. I like that. Frankie Edgar versus Hermes Franca. Oh man, this is Dana always does this rant about how he wishes they would let normal fights go 5 rounds and title fights go 7 rounds. So, and this is one of those places where I would agree because, I think I think Hermes could have came back later after he got this awful. He cut Edgar awful at the last round, I think, and I think that could have swung the fight in his favor. Early on, Hermes had a really decent armbar attempt, but Frankie just muscled out of that shit, and that was pretty cool. It was good. It was a good fight. Edgar just kind of imposed his will, and it was interesting. I thought Hermes would have more for this fight. He did his best, but the wrestling was too much. And this match makes you think, how good is Gray Maynard if he beat Frankie, and Frankie's beating Hermes? I mean, he's got to be up there. I mean, he has to be close to maybe a Shirk level. That's pretty crazy. I want to see him fight again soon. But good match. Sad that Hermes lost, but what can you do? We got Reese Sandy versus Brandon Vera. Now, while I just said that about the 5 rounds for regular matches, this is proof that they shouldn't do that, because this fight really sucked, because it was Brandon Vera just, playing with Reese Sandy after he gassed, trying to keep the win in sight by just not engaging. It was boring. I think he thought he'd get a fast KO in this, but Reese Sandy's a pretty tough guy, and probably built more for 185, but he's a good guy. He could take a shot or two. Brandon, his next cut should be better. I'm thinking it's kind of like a thing like it was with Mike Swick, where his first cut was awful and he was kind of gassed against Berkman. And I think next time Brandon Vera will be ready and more exciting than this. But that was a kind of a boring fight, and that's one of the. It's just really lackluster. That was one of the ones that just made me go, ugh, this is kind of crappy. And then we got James Irvin versus Anderson Silva. James Irvin was really weird because he was talking a lot of smack in the hype videos, while Anderson Silva was giving him nothing but respect. When really, if you had to reverse the roles, you could justify it, But Anderson Silva gets in there, he catches that leg kick and just pops. He just pops James Irvin hard right on the jaw mouth area, and went down like a sack of bricks. Good job, Silva. Keep on doing your thing, man. He's got Okiyami next, and I think he's got that match too. He's a beast right now. No one can beat him. Pound for pound, best fighter right now. So that's. Dogs are going crazy. Probably someone walking. That's the fight card. Kind of lackluster, but the last fight was really good. Even if it was quick, it was really cool to see Anderson dominate like that. It's fun to root for the guy that has the advantage sometimes, the guy that's gonna win. You think over the underdog when someone's as nice as Anderson Silva, and someone comes in as nasty as James Irvin. So was it the overdog? Yeah. Rooting for Anderson. That was a good card. I wouldn't pay money for it, but watch it for free. It's alright. I'll watch it for free. But otherwise, it was kind of lackluster, and just some fights disappointing compared to blowing me away, which UFC can't control that. That's the fighters that decide that, how bad they want it and stuff. So I'll catch you next time. Bye. P.S. I went a lousy 6-5 on this card. That's really gonna hurt my all-time YouTube record. Damn you, Dana White!